Game Click.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to Game Click, the blackest video game discussion you're going to find anywhere you can look.
And gratified. We are here. It's so great to see you all. Somewhat. I don't know how this works. But we're back. Episode 2, baby.
Episode 2.
We are no longer one hit wonders.
Okay.
We're going. We're through.
And
we have some guests with us this time. But I guess we should introduce ourselves again. So I am Duke of Games, and I am coming to you live from the mean ghetto streets of Baltimore City. And again, I'm just excited to be here. Much love. Champ?
Yep, I'm your boy, the CharmCityChamp, and I'm coming from the slightly less mean streets of Baltimore County. Like, just right close enough so I can go in there and get stuff far enough away to where I won't be a victim of anything.
The Uber was $30. The Uber was $30. It's not close.
That's what I want. I want the criminals to be like, I want to rob that guy, but it's going to cost me $30 both ways.
It's not worth it.
Good. That's what I want. And our special guest here today. So look, I want to make sure y'all understand. With our guests every week, I really want to take the time to empower, to really sell the expertise that y'all bring to Game Click. So first, we have
returning.
You've seen them all at MAP Monthly Mix-Up. You've seen them at Combo Breaker. One of the highest ranking Street Fighter fighters I know personally.
Oh.
Do you see how I did that?
Yes, I like that. You still ain't beat me though.
You can't be making faces, man. You're on camera. You can't be making the faces.
Hino Kaga. What's good, man?
What's going on? Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here. Glad to be with my people again.
Hey.
And if you didn't say it, I'm also from the mean streets. I'm where all the criminals like to lay their head. That's where my area of Baltimore is.
It's just a $5 Uber to rob Hino. So just.
Oh yeah, no. they don't even.
It's real. It's real.
They take the Uber here and then take the Uber.
Yeah. This is actually safety tip. Pay attention. This is actually something that's been occurring in some of the local cities. So do be careful about your Uber. This is more so for the Uber drivers as opposed to the passengers. Your safety is also important to us. So keep that in mind.
And tip from the streets. Let's go.
Lastly, we got one of the best cosplayers in the game, award-winning cosplayer. Is that right? You won stuff.
Well, if I didn't before, I did now.
There you go.
Y'all heard him say.
Trisket Packet.
Hi.
Tristan, you were teasing just on your story that you are making something else. Can you give us any more hints about like what you're making right now, or what is it for exactly?
The character is from Street Fighter 6, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, you do. Marissa, are you
All
gonna
I need to go back and
of
look
it
at
is,
that.
like from the mean streets of Baltimore. I am from the not horny parts of Baldur's Gate 3. Take that in.
That's very few and far between. I don't know if those places exist. Have they patched the horny out, or is it still horny? I don't.
Absolutely not. They more horny. More.
That is its own algorithm.
It is ridiculous. I just want the red tiefling to finally accept who I am, and she won't. Like everybody else is just ready for it, and she won't. It's for my own good though, because
send her sacrifices.
Yeah,
you got to put the rizzle on it.
I try. I save her life.
I brought you 4 virgins, 2 street urchins, and an orphan.
I have shown. I shoved so many people to save her life in that game, and I just nothing.
The old school gaming when you could just like go up to an NPC and be like, "Here's a potion. Here's a like,
Yes. God, you gotta actually like,
you know, like,
gotta actually do stuff.
here's a flower that Aerith gave to me in the middle of the city, and like, and I just didn't want it anymore. Here.
So look, we like to start each episode with a very simple segment. What are you playing right now? And I'll start it off just to like set the mood, right? Let me set the mood. So out of everybody here, well, I guess Hino is too. Like, I really want to show love to the indie games, to the smaller guy. Even though I wouldn't consider Devolver Digital the smaller guy, because they're like
they at the top of
they really are. But anyway, Devolver Digital and Doinksoft, the people who made Gato Roboto, they just dropped Gunbrella, which is a side-scrolling platformer shooter. Just came out. It is so good. So, Duke, have you ever heard of a platformer called Celeste? Okay, so I was just curious how big the name Celeste was. Like Celeste in the.
I was going to say, I heard of my friend Pedro, like,
Well, yeah.
I was wondering, would it be similar to my friend Pedro or less violent? I don't know.
So it does match the violence of my friend Pedro. So it's a good mix of, actually that's a good thing you brought it up. So the gunplay is kind of like my friend Pedro in a sense, where it's kind of single stick. You use the right stick to kind of aim, and a single button to choose when you're firing. And it's a plethora of different weapons to choose from. But it mixes in the platforming of Celeste, and it feels really, really good. Like, Celeste is top of the game in regards to, like, if I'm recommending a good platformer to somebody, it's Mario and a Celeste. Like, it's that good. Hino, have you played Celeste?
I haven't played it, but I think I've seen it before. Doesn't it kind of look like a Ori? A little bit like a...
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I've seen it before. It's like 16-bit.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, a lot of focus on platforming, a lot of focus on shooting, but the thing that surprised me the most was the story. There's like, for a game with such a small budget, the story is so crazy. And I'm going to put a little spoiler warning here for people who are listening or watching that are interested in eventually playing Gunbrella. Listen to the spoiler warning, skip ahead to the time code that tells you whatever.
Spoiler alert. Skip to 1435 to avoid Gunbrella spoilers.
Y'all don't care if I spoil Gunbrella, right?
I'm hurt. You always do this to me every time. You get me interested. No, I'm good.
So
Spoilers make me want to watch or play something more, actually. Typically, it's weird like that.
So I might sell you. So Gunbrella, you're playing as a man. He, at the beginning of the game, his wife gets killed.
No.
And the murder weapon is left at his house, which is a gunbrella. It's an umbrella with a gun on it. So he spends the whole game trying to find out who's the owner of the gunbrella so he can get his lick back, right? So
it's him.
So it's, the twist ain't that big. So
Okay.
So as you're playing through, it's like this big conspiracy going on. There's a cult that's like sacrificing children in order to power the electricity for the island. There's like government conspiracies like feeding into the cult. There's police corruption.
You know, I'm starting to be concerned about people who play and make games right now. Because where is this? What? Sacrifice the children to make electricity?
Came out of
So it's Baltimore?
I've seen this episode of Rick and Morty.
This reminds me of the game 12 Minutes.
Oh, so that's
no. It should not be that bad.
That's a good comparison.
This should not remind you of.
Because,
why would you say that?
No, because all right, so the story is very good. It does a really good job of like playing. It gives you little choices.
12-minute story was not very good.
I'm gonna get to that. So for those,
not very.
So it does a good job of like playing around with morality and choice, and like you can go this direction, but you're gonna hurt these people, blah blah blah, up until it gets to the end. So you get to the end. Well, I got to the end. I can't speak for everybody. I got to the end, and I got what felt like the bad ending. So I did some Googling to find out how to get the good ending. To get the good ending, in the middle of the game, if you were lucky, you found this jewel. And you had to choose in the game to give it to either the rich shopkeeper or to give it to this poor homeless person. I gave it to the shopkeeper because like he gave you money for it. Come to find out, you weren't supposed to give it to either one. You were just supposed to keep it because the jewel helps you beat the final boss without dying. But there is no hint that that was what you were supposed to do. So it felt like it was a cheap way to get you to play the game again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
All right.
playability. I mean,
So you tell me that it's like, so essentially what I'm getting is like there's like 3 different kinds of endings?
Yes.
Or no?
Yeah. An
right,
ending
so
if you
there's
give it
3
to either of the people, and then the good ending if you keep it.
And,
Mhm.
all right. Understood.
Yeah. But like, it just felt cheap.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Like your morality, the choices you make didn't really matter except for that one that felt insignificant at the
one
time.
specific one and then- Yeah.
Yeah. Left a bad
I
taste in
mean,
my mouth.
it's I can't say that it. I mean, it's nothing new. I mean, like Final Fantasy X-2, one of my favorite games of all time.
Mhm.
They had a similar thing as far as like the 100% completion storyline,
Mhm.
and you literally, if you made the wrong choice out of 2, in the middle of the game, then you could only get 99%.
Can I,
Like instead of,
can I say whatever?
so,
Yeah, sure.
huh?
How the heck was we supposed to know that we was supposed to whistle? What the heck?
Oh well, that's not the choice. But I mean, just during that time, you're just supposed to tap buttons. To my credit, I had the game guide for that one,
Oh,
so I knew everything. I definitely had the official Brady. Was it Brady or something back there? I forget the name of it. I had the official
It was Brady
Yeah.
game.
Mhm.
Brady.
it was Brady.
Oh,
What
Brady
took
game.
over? It was Prima or something afterwards.
It's definitely Prima at one point.
Mm.
But yeah, it just felt super cheap. It really left a bad taste in my mouth. I deleted the game. Up until that point, the journey the journey was great. The
It's
destination
the gambling and lost. Champ, damn, like that one decision. It was just like, I'm good. I'm good. Champ likes to be properly informed.
I do. or like I want to, if I make a bad decision, I want to be able to look back and be like, damn, you know what?
Incorrect.
That was a bad decision. Giving like it just, I don't know. It felt
There
dumb.
was no kind of hint in the item description.
No.
Just nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's $15. It's on Switch. It's on PC. I think that's it. Gunbrella. It was only $15. It is a really fun game up until that very dumb ending. Every time I want to say I recommend it, I gotta get a pause because of that really shitty ending. But it's fun.
It's so interesting how like these things work, because it's like I know someone else who would just absolutely love and like be thrilled at the lack of information and the fact they have like multiple options, like to go back and play it again and like see something different.
Yeah, and it's short enough to where like, yeah, if you wanted to play it over again, you can, but it's.
But I can say one thing though.
Mm.
Anytime a game gives you a choice to give to the poor person, you're typically supposed to give it to the poor person. Like, it's like there's always like the moral, and the fact that you went straight to capitalism says everything that we need
My
to know
man
about
said,
you.
"I need my paper.
He
I
said,
need-
"I'm
look,
going to go get.
I need this upgrade for my Gunbrella."
It was a weird.
Like,
The homeless dude was weird. He was like in the sewer. He's eating rats. He was like the weirdo.
and maybe the jewel would have helped him stop eating rats.
Mm-mm.
He could have.
Nah, yeah, he's
You
just
know.
gonna be a rich dude that ate rats.
Come to find out, the dude, you get a jewel to the dude that was eating the rats. That was the guy that killed your wife in the first place.
That would be a twist, but I mean, not a 12-minute twist. Awesome. So,
Yeah, you know what? What you playing?
So, you know me. I'm normally playing like the same things over and over. But
Mhm.
one of my favorite RPGs of all time is getting a remake. and they just dropped a demo for it this weekend, which
Hell
is
yeah.
Star Ocean: The Second Story R.
Mhm.
It is hands down one of my favorite RPGs of all time. Also, speaking of like multiple endings, this thing has a normal ending plus 80 different character endings depending on like the different characters that like you pick and who you actually put in your party and everything.
Wait, I didn't know the original Star Oceans was like Suikoden. It got that many damn characters?
The original Star Ocean, well, the second story anyway, had 10 characters, I believe, altogether, but you can only get 8 of them because like triggering certain events to get one character would make you miss out on another character because there's a lot of choices and stuff you have to make in the game too.
I mean, I played the other, for people that don't know, if you're a fan of Star Ocean games, especially the old ones, the developers went on to make wait, I'm losing Tales of games as well. So I'm sorry, Tales of games went on to make Star Ocean. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes.
I need to try that Tales of Arise because I've been wanting to play that and I see that new DLC coming and it looks good. I want to give that a try. So
that's interesting. I'm ready just for new Tales, but yes.
But this remake is so good, right? Like just from like me opening up the game itself, it gives you options where you could get the original musical score for the game. You could get the original Japanese voice actors, or you could get new Japanese voice actors for them. But they don't have the original English cast, but they have a new cast for the English version of the game as well. So like you get all those options off top. The combat is actually a little bit redone. All they really did was put a parry in, which actually makes the game a little bit more exciting, a little bit harder than it was before, because it's one of those real-time action RPGs. So like all your characters are running all over the place while you're controlling one. And like I said, I had so much fun with this demo. This demo was 3 hours long.
Damn.
I already want to go back into it and play the other route because in the beginning you get to pick between 2 characters and the story is a little bit different depending on which character you start with. And like I said, I used to just be in love with this game, and this remake is making me fall in love with it all over again. They do the backgrounds are just so vibrant. They look a lot like they took a lot of inspiration from what's the Octopath?
Yeah, I'm looking at
How
it
like
now.
you got those like nice like HD backgrounds, but you still have like your little 2D 16-bit 8-bit like sprites on the field. It just looks so amazing. The audio's even better now. Like I already went over that once, but man, I just had so much fun playing this demo this past weekend. I wanted to go into it right away. I knew I was going to have fun because I was kind of sitting on it because I wanted to stream it myself. And I was sitting on it all Friday, and I'm just like, all right, I got to play this thing. But like I said, I can't wait for this game to come out. Had a blast playing it. And yeah, it's coming out for almost everything. It's coming out for Steam, Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5.
So everything.
Not sure about Xbox.
Oh, Japan.
Not sure what's going on with Xbox. I don't know why. If it was out for Xbox too, I would buy a copy for every system because yeah, like little small story. Somebody stole my original copy of Star Ocean.
Oh, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
So one, we wouldn't be paper bag verified without a few disconnects. But I'm on my personal hotspot now, so it should be fine. But I wanted to ask you a question. This isn't the port of the one that was on the PS Vita, is it? Or is it like a built from the ground up, a new thing? Like, what is this version?
So, and like, you know, forgive me if I'm wrong about this, but this is me assuming because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do the research on it though. They wanted to do a port of the original, but they didn't have they lost like whatever data they needed for the original. So I think what this basically is, it's from the ground up, outside of having like the original score and the original voice cast voice lines and everything still in it.
Okay.
I think
Alright.
everything else is from the ground up because everything else is like new and just a little different, a little tweak here, a little tweak there. The UI is different. Like I said, the combat is tweaked a little bit. And then like there's some things that were in the original game that you didn't. You had like relationships in the original game with your different characters, but you had no way to really tell like how much this character liked you or how much they didn't.
Yeah.
Unless like you were in combat and the character got downed and then your character went berserk afterwards.
Mhm.
And now like they added that into the UI this time so you can actually see it. So yeah, like again, just like you said earlier, I had the giant strategy guide for it. And I was reading through it. I needed to know my recipes for all my crafting, what events to trigger in certain towns. Like I needed to know I needed to know after like my second playthrough of it, because like I said, I used to play this thing until the disc stopped working.
So
Awesome.
3-hour demo, does it like
3-hour demo.
when you pick the whole game, does your save carry over or are you gonna have to start over?
So yeah, your save does carry over from the 3-hour demo, and like this game back in the day, it had I want to say, if you flew straight through it, somewhere between 80 to 100-hour playtime.
Mm-hmm.
So this game was pretty huge. If you were
Back
really,
when RPGs had substance.
yeah, back in the day.
I do want to confirm that according to the press release, this is how it's worded, which is weird. The Star Ocean, the Second Story R, will launch on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and PC via Steam November 2nd. So Xbox is not there, but it says specifically that it will launch on those titles. So I don't know if it'll eventually come to Xbox. Probably not, but
it should. I want Xbox people to play this too. It's so good.
I don't do Xbox because I'm cultured.
Uh-huh.
But when things are on Steam, isn't it like a direct access for Xbox? Or,
well, I mean,
I know there's a PC relationship or something.
no, you can't play Steam games on Xbox.
Okay.
But
Alright.
yeah, it's a like a chicken or egg thing where like JRPGs at one point didn't sell well on Xbox, so they stopped putting JRPGs on Xbox. But now like there's a bunch of people who want to play JRPGs on Xbox and they're not there. So
I mean,
I'm sure big
the reason why
Daddy
we
Sacks to get that money.
they stopped making the games of why people went to Xbox in the first place. So I mean, that's also a thing. So it has no market now, but like
the Xbox had Blue Dragon. You leave them alone.
and Lost Odyssey.
And
Lost
Lost
Odyssey was
Odyssey.
amazing.
which is now on our thing. The one thing that y'all gonna make me upset because there was one RPG that was part of that trifecta
Mhm.
that I can't remember the name
Last
of it right
Remnant.
now. Huh?
Last Remnant.
No, because that came on the consoles as well. There's one that's still exclusive to Xbox. It's like Unchained something or like you remember it? Yes.
Hold on. Yeah, no, it sounds familiar. Hold on.
It's bringing up remember, but I don't remember if it. I'm trying to remember if that was the one
This
I
game
missed
is
out on.
still exclusive to Xbox.
Chained Echoes.
No, that's not it. That's not
Damn.
it at all. I'm gonna look it up, but while I'm getting through that,
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about what I'm doing. So, what I'm playing,
Mhm.
still Genshin Impact, Final Fantasy 14. I'm actually mentoring someone in Final Fantasy 14 right now. It's a pretty cute adventure. I say cute like with a very small tone because it's like they're a grown man with like 3 kids. But they are really, really loving their adventure, and I'm just like helping them through it. But I also want to represent for the people that don't necessarily have time to play games, but are just still like watching all the walkthroughs and the speed runs, because that's absolutely my bag. I spend so many hours at night just watching YouTube videos of other people playing games, and I'm watching people play Lies of P right now. So Lies of P, people that are streamers or like had some kind of like privilege, they had some early access to this game since last week. I want to say like probably Thursday or something.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone that don't know, it is a Souls-like game, which is interesting because y'all know I have a love-hate relationship for Souls-likes. But this one is heavily inspired by Bloodborne, which is one of the Souls-likes that I really, really liked. And the world is so interesting. It has like this I want to say like it's a steampunk kind of world, but it's dark and gritty like Bloodborne. It reminds me a lot of like the tone and atmosphere of things that you would see in like I forget the famous racist author now, but like he has like the Cthulhu or something.
Lovecraft.
Yeah,
Lovecraft. It's very Lovecraftian. And it's aesthetic. So you play as a revision version of Pinocchio in this world, and it turns out that all of the enemies are actually other puppets that Geppetto had made that for some reason or another went berserk, and they started killing and murdering all the humans in this particular community. And so you are like going around essentially like saving the city or whatever. But what makes you unique compared to everyone else is that all the robots have a code. It's like iRobot. And one of their codes is that they cannot tell a lie. But for some reason, you as Pinocchio are the only one that is able to tell a lie. Your nose does not grow when it happens, but apparently it's connected to the ending. So based on the choices that you make, whether how many lies you tell or how many truths you tell, it could or should influence the ending. No one really knows. It's just like the way that the game is set up right now. But the combat, pretty great looking. I hear that there's some clunkiness around like the dodge controls, but it can be upgraded later on. It has this weird skill tree system where like a lot of the things that you would naturally have in a regular Souls like as soon as you start, you have to like upgrade in Lies of P. And so for some people that can feel pretty clunky, and like some people are ready to leave immediately because of it. But people that stick with it find a pretty rewarding combat challenge and system. So, and I enjoy watching it. I enjoy watching people go through this world and struggle. I have to watch in like 1.5 times speed though when they facing the boss because it's a lot of deaths. So
yeah. So I played the demo to completion when it came out. Yeah, and I do have the full game downloaded. I haven't launched it yet. So here is, it's not necessarily a complaint. It's an observation that
I saw your brain cells moving while I was talking. I was like, what are we about to say? This is scary.
It's like, so I've played a bunch of Souls-likes. It's what, for people who don't know, that's what people refer to games that are heavily inspired by Demon Souls and Dark Souls, you know, things like that. There's Sekiro, right.
Games for masochists.
Games made by From Software. But there's a line between.
That should actually be the company name, Games for Masochists. That should be. Oh my god, that would be perfect.
There's a line between being inspired by something and like legit just stealing their whole flow. And this is what Lies of P does. Have you played Bloodborne, right?
Yes, I beat it. I'm good.
Okay, so Bloodborne starts. You wake up. You're in a dark room. You kind of walk around, you don't have any weapons, you bump into your first enemy before you even get a weapon, and you know, it's literally Lies of P begins almost bar for bar the exact same way. You're in a dark house, nobody's around, you're kind of stumbling around to find a weapon, you bump into your first enemy. It's almost literally. Then you go outside, you're in these dark kind of like Europe 1800 European streets with cobblestones and shit. It's almost literally the first hour of Bloodborne.
Challenge it. I'm gonna challenge it. So like in Lies of P, now mind you, I will say there's a similar setup aesthetic, right? Because you start the game not knowing really anything, right? The difference being that in Bloodborne, they at least gave you like a interesting little creature hovering over you before like the game actually starts, and like you're like, what the hell just happened to me, like blah blah. It turns out that you got inflicted with the curse at that point. Spoiler for a many year old game. But in Lies of P, you actually wake up in a chair in the middle of a train cart, and then you walk to the end of the train cart, you get your weapon right there at the end of the train cart, and then you walk outside and you see the enemies on the streets. So this nuance.
And then you bump into your all-knowing whatever the hell, which winds up being I don't think it's literally Jiminy Cricket in the game, but it is supposed to be like somebody who acts as your
Yeah,
conscious.
the that works as the conscious, but that's not in Bloodborne. Now,
Well,
the thing that they did take from Bloodborne, which I don't know if that's fair to say, because it's like this is such a reused trope anyway, but the person who levels you up is a doll. I think anyway. I think she's a doll. I think she is. I'm just assuming it's a doll. But
So-
yeah, you have to like go to this white woman and like hold her hand or something, which is like essentially exactly the same as Bloodborne, and she'll help level you up.
yeah,
So I want to say like these Souls games are like getting like oversaturated, but there's a lot of them out there now. So I mean, like a couple of them, they're going to copy them bars.
Yeah.
Like, from time to time.
I've been saying this for a few years. Like I've been annoyed with how many of them there are. But even from software themselves, like even though they make exceptional games, I'm just tired of the formula at this point. And so one thing that I will say that I'm appreciating about Lies of P is that for anyone that still craves more story interaction or character development, this game has that in droves compared to something like From Software. Because From Software, like you have to like read item descriptions and like pay a lot of attention to environmental storytelling. And in Lies of P, they kind of just tell you like what's going on. There's still some things for you to figure out for sure, but you won't play through the game and be like, wait, what was the story? Compared to something like Elden Ring.
but like so, the thing. It's like I like to compare it to what Mario did to the platforming space. Like Mario came out, and then it seemed like once a Mario game comes out, all platformers mimic Mario until the next Mario comes out and it changes the game. Then everybody's mimicking that new Mario. Then Mario changes again. Then it's kind of like that. Everybody's trying to play catch up to Mario, and it's not catching because Mario keeps evolving.
Well, honestly, like with those Souls type games, though, it does seem like every new one that comes out has like something that's a little different that makes it like its own.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just not like I said again. I don't think it's oversaturated yet. I think we're on the way.
I think it's there. But, I mean, because it's even went into different genres. Like I'd be calling Souls like its own genre, but the truth is that it's went into other genres. Like they started making RPGs that play like it. They started making the top-down isometric games that play like it. They got side scrollers that play like it now. Like it is done. Like it is a done deal as far as the game mechanic. Like this whole idea, all these games got bonfires. They all got the repeating enemies. They all got the stamina system. The attack buttons on R1, R2. Like
I just keep thinking the whole time, like welcome to being like a anime fan and having to deal with isekais. Because it's the same thing.
I like isekais.
I mean, some of them are good. It's just way too many of them now.
I know. I was completely wrong. It's not Unchained anything. I was saying Unchained because chains happen to be part of the story, apparently. The game was called Infinite Undiscovery. It was another Square Enix game.
I remember that one.
And that has never left Xbox for whatever reason, but I was very, very curious about playing it. But I refused to get an Xbox. So
that had this mechanic to it. I can't remember what the mechanic was. That made it like stand out. That made it a little bit different from like the other RPGs. Because like it was three.
I know it's an action RPG. Like it was freeforming, and like you could not necessarily like play as everyone in the party, but it was like you could like use their skills like and take control of them for a set amount of time, kind of thing. But yeah,
I'm trying. Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to remember because I think I'm getting Infinite Undiscovery. Man, I know I'm saying it wrong because I can't even remember. I think I'm getting that mixed in with Last Remnant too, because like one of them had like a system where like you had to set your characters in like a certain formation, and then depending on the formation, you got different buffs and stuff like that. That might be the other one though.
Okay,
I'm not sure. I just remember like between playing Left 4 Dead 2 sessions and stuff like that. Like my friends would be like, I need a break. I'm gonna go play Infinite Discovery, or I'm gonna go play Lost Odyssey, or the other one I just said, the
Right. Remember when they really tried to make Blue Dragon like a whole thing? It had an anime. It had like it was a
you know, ironically, Star Ocean 2 had an anime too.
I just want Die Hat. That's all I just want Die Hat.
And they were amazing. The Die Hat animes were amazing.
Can we talk about MK1 on the Switch?
Yeah, let's. So we set some time aside. This is like some venting time for everybody because this is. I'm gonna put some pictures up for the people watching, and if you're listening on on the podcast via Apple or Spotify or whatever, I implore you pull up the YouTube.
Do yourself. Yes. You gotta watch. You gotta look at some pictures.
I'm sorry. First and foremost, you buying a next gen game on the Switch. What you think you was going to get?
First of all, no, because that's not my issue. My issue is not that I'm expecting less because I'm buying it on a Nintendo Switch. My issue is that it's the exact same price as it would be on a PS5 or the Xbox.
Hold on,
they want they paper stacks.
We have to.
You should know.
We have to explain for the people who are listening that we're talking about Mortal Kombat 11. It was released in early access for people who bought the premium edition. I'm sorry, Mortal Kombat 1. We're not talking about Mortal Kombat 11, even though it equally is bad on the Switch.
Equally almost as bad. Yeah.
But Mortal Kombat 1 came out last week for people who purchased the premium edition, including the Switch version, and it is an extreme downgrade in graphics and performance on the Switch.
All the characters look like Sadako from The Ring.
The one picture of Melina going viral where she's just like, and like,
Damn.
It's I can't even describe. I just want to know who made the decision that it was worth the same price. I just want to know who made that decision, because we should talk in a back room.
They didn't care.
It just
was like, this MK1 is out. It's going to sell. They love our story.
But here's the other thing.
We're going to sell it for full price.
Going to sell that well on a Switch in the first place. So I don't even understand.
They just want a little bit of Nintendo money.
So I don't know. I want to pull up see if I can pull up the numbers before we end this. But I mean, there are a lot of people who exclusively own Switches. So there's
bad. Yes.
Yeah,
they're going to charge you another $15 to upgrade it when the Switch 2 comes out. I also
need to know. So the other thing that's curious, I don't know if this, because I don't know about what happened with MK11. I have no need to know because I just don't deal with Switches, right? I have one, but I have like 3 games for it. MK1 launched without crossplay enabled.
Mm-hmm.
They said it's coming at a later date. I have no idea. Does crossplay for them include Switches? Does anyone know MK11?
I hope it doesn't.
And the reason why this is important, y'all. So the game targets, I believe, 60 frames per second on PS5 and Xbox. And it tries to do that for the Switch unstably. It comes down to like 57, 58, sometimes whatever, blah, blah, blah. But anytime you call in a cameo, the game will drop down to a locked 30 frames per second while the cameo is out. And then it will try to get back up to 60 as soon as the move is done on the Switch in order to handle the performance. And sometimes it struggles to even get back up to the 60 right after the cameo leaves the screen. So I'm like, there can be no tournament play. Crossplay with Switches, like that is insane.
Yeah, like there's no way like you could play that game competitively anyway on Switch. I mean, if you're just having fun and like you want to experience the story and you just got to Switch, then you know.
In the load times, they say it is bad. Like these are bad load times. Like
it is a next gen game on a current gen console. I mean,
so
Switch wasn't current last year. or the year before that.
I'm trying to be nice.
Let's be real clear.
So I pulled up. I can't find the actual figures, and part of the problem is that Nintendo, for digital sales, Nintendo doesn't make their digital numbers public. But
That's a lot of companies, actually.
yeah. But in regards to NPD posted a list of top 5 selling fighting games circa October in 2019 on each console. Mortal Kombat 11 was the 4th best-selling fighting game on the Switch, behind Smash Bros. Ultimate, Pokken Tournament, and ARMS.
ARMS?
It was a Switch
I
exclusive.
remember ARMS, yeah.
Yeah, don't need to. Don't worry about it. If you
It's like that's a Nicki Minaj insult. She just was like, oh, okay, ARMS.
And the 5th was Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. But so like MK11 it's sold.
It's a big brand,
respectably,
but
right?
It's never going to be. I just don't think it's ever. I could be completely wrong. I just don't think people are like, yeah, I got to go out and get this on the Switch. Like that's just not people's logic. I mean, because they've introduced Mortal Kombat on different handhelds before. They had on a PSP. I don't think they have one on the Vita.
I don't know.
But yeah, the one on the PSP, the way they try to upsell that was by having like exclusive characters on it, which was awful. I hate shit like that. But it was nobody's like, yeah, I gotta buy this on a literally inferior console.
Like I said, like I feel like they just did it because hey, we needed to make sure everybody knows like we want our game to be on everything. Because you don't release a game like that. Like if it was going to look like that,
for $50. That's what I would say. It's a $50 game.
It's not a $50. It doesn't even look like a $50 game. Like,
I'm being generous with the 50 because I'm saying you're paying for the brand name at that point. It's like Apple, like we're paying for the NetherRealm Studios at that point.
You don't release a game that looks that much of a downgrade, and a game that it seems like isn't optimized for the system. That like if you were going to put it out for the Switch, you wait. You say, hey, we're working on the Switch version. It's not quite there yet. Just give us a little bit more time. It'll be out in quarter 4, quarter 3, whoever you're.
To NetherRealm
first quarter.
They, to my knowledge, they never, because the same thing was happening around MKX. Because I don't know if you all remember, but MKX was actually supposed to launch on the PS3 in last generation consoles back when PS4 was a thing. Anyway, so they were supposed to launch on PS3, but they scrapped that. And to NetherRealm's credit, like they typically don't work on the other versions of the game that's outside of like the primary, as far as PS5 and Xbox. So like some other company did this Switch port, and I'm not even mad at the company because clearly you have to make concessions because it's a Switch. But the pricing module for it to be $120, I think it was still for the or 110 or something for the premium deluxe. It was the exact same cost as a PS5 one, and I'm just like, how does anyone justify this?
Also, like I do want to like kind of watch how we're making the built-in excuse that the Switch is not as powerful as the PS5 and the Series.
It's not.
It's not. No, I'm not saying that it is. That's not the argument I'm making. But
you still optimize your game for that system. They did not.
Exactly.
They dropped it down to 30 frames per second. Do it again.
But that's not optimization. Like it literally looks like somebody's just running it on PC and just turned all the settings down to low. Like that's not optimization. Like there are gorgeous games on the Switch. I don't know if you know this. Like
cell shaded games that have a completely different.
It's not cell shaded. There are good looking games on the Switch.
Good looking games are you referring to?
There are tons of them that aren't cell shaded. That go. Yes, very much so.
Name them.
Freaking Astral Chain is one. Freaking.
That's not cell shaded.
No, do you know what cell shaded is?
Xenoblade is cell shaded, right? Xenoblade is cell shaded games, right?
We're learning a lot about each other today. But it's all about like art style selection and like it really feels like this was like a last minute decision. We got to make it run on the Switch. Let's just turn all the shit down and hope that it works. That's really what it looks like to me. It's a lazy port. The Switch is underpowered, sure.
It looks like the people that did it was Shiver Entertainment and Saber Interactive. Were the ones that made the Switch port.
Saber. Not good.
They also did the PC port of the of MK2. So
Saber Interactive, their resume is not good. That it's I just pulled it up real quick. They published Teardown, which is a really popular game on PC. I'm trying to look for stuff that they developed. They developed the Evil Dead Dead by Daylight like game.
No. Yeah, it was an Evil Dead. What do you call it? I was about to say asymptomatic. That's what the game looked like. Asymmetrical.
That sounds like a terrible disease. Side note. I know, like, while you're looking for that, I just still think it's so ironic that the gameplay mechanics and system that the developers of Take-Two developers did for Evolve became everything they wanted, just not in their game. Like, Evolve went to die so that Dead by Daylight could live in all the Dead by Daylight clones.
It'd be like that sometimes. They made NBA Playgrounds. I don't know if y'all know that. That sucked.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
I know of NBA Playgrounds.
They resurrected Shaq Fu. They made that. They made a version of Shaq Fu came out a couple of years ago. It was a side-scrolling platformer. It wasn't a fighting game. It was not good.
Going back and saying,
you killed my whole mood by saying that.
Y'all never heard of that?
Childish PTSD. I know of it. I remember because didn't Shaq Shaq was trying to get it crowdfunded or something.
Yes.
Like, you pay $50,000 to grab for dinner with me. I will pay you $50,000 to not make the game.
And there's a version of it there where you play as Obama.
I
should have saved that for the patch note.
How is there licensing? Did Obama sign off on it?
I don't know.
He probably did.
I mean, he's a public figure, so I don't think you have to. Well, he's not a public figure, but he's like, I think presidents, I don't think you have to sign off on your likeness. U.S. presidents.
Word?
I don't think so.
Y'all want to make a presidential fighting game?
Where's the next tallest simulation video game?
Because like NBA Jam had Bill Clinton in it. There's no way you can tell me that Bill Clinton was cool with being an NBA Jam.
I think Bill Clinton would have been cool with being in an NBA Jam.
I'm gonna look this up, but not right now.
I think he would have been okay with that. I don't think he knew, but I think he would have been okay with it.
All right, the show's going off the rails. Let's pay these bills. Let's take a quick break and come back with the main topic. But look, y'all, if y'all want to make sure this show keeps going, GameClick, you're a part of the GameClick. You want to make sure GameClick keeps on moving. You have to support our partners at Black Power Media, baby. Black Power Media is, I closed the ad read. Black Power Media is a black radical independent media project. They seek to challenge the narrative about black politics and the black condition with shows like Game Click, I Mix What I Like, Remix Morning Show, and other future programming. They'll deliver the news and information our community and others need to break through today's mainstream propaganda machine, baby. So make sure you support them by subscribing to their youtube.com/@blackpowermedia, period. And make sure to drop $1 or more, if you got it, at patreon.com/blackpowermedia. That's again, patreon.com/blackpowermedia. Some of that goes to us. So do what you gotta do, baby. Also, if you're in the Baltimore area, come down to MAP Technologies at 322 West Baltimore Street. Is the largest video game lounge in the state of Maryland. You can play anything on current, next-gen, or retro consoles, and enter in their monthly MEP mix-up tournaments where they do host tournaments in Street Fighter 6, Tekken 7, and more. Again, that's MEP Technologies. You can find them on social media at MEP Game Tech. I did better this week.
You did. Congratulations. You deserve it. With some bean hot chicken.
Well, look, y'all, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to be right back with the main topic. Don't go anywhere. Damn it. We'll be back. What's good, y'all? We're freaking back. So, let me paint the picture for you of how I came up with what we're about to talk about. So, I was watching the VMAs. So we already know this story is about to go downhill because, like, I didn't
watch it this year. I saw some cliff notes, but I ain't watch it.
I tried to watch it because, like, I heard
Nikki did good.
Nikki was cool. Nikki is like, Nikki has became to the point where, like, she lives for her stands, and I respect that. I don't hate her. I just know she's not my cup of tea anymore. Along with a lot of what the VMA, like, it was just so many people that I was just like, I don't know any of these people. But
VMA should not have been relevant to us since 2010,
which is
50.
Totally get that. I totally understand. I'm not the target audience anymore. I get it. But what I was thinking was, like, with the VMAs, like, they have, like, the Viacom has their sister award show, the BET Awards, and, like, there's stuff like that.
My ear hit. I gotta scratch my ear. Just make sure you don't put this in the.
What? Oh. I cannot believe you stopped me so you could scratch your ear. There's audio listeners that now know that you were scratching your ear.
You're welcome.
So, I was thinking VMAs have that sister awards show, the BET Awards, that are focused towards a black audience and, you know, stuff like that. So I was thinking, like, why don't the Video Game Awards have something like that where it's specifically catered to the black gamers, the black streamers, and the people of color that consume that content? So let's create that.
You want to BET the VGAs?
Yeah, let's do that.
BET the VGAs.
But better, because, like, I don't watch BET either. But Image Awards, I don't know what you want to do, but, like, let's, like, take the VGAs and, like, let's create a version of that that's targeting the black audience, the black gamers. Let's do that.
Okay. All right.
I think we can have fun with that. So,
you know, I'm pro-black all of it.
Yeah, man.
I agree. We should do that. But then, you know, you also got to create, like, a country music gamer awards too.
I don't give a fuck. I am here for my people and my people only. All right.
I don't even know what that would be.
Along. Because depending on the year, the VGAs will be the country. People walk right in there. Like, well, for a very long time, that was probably E3. For a very long time. Like, they had all kinds of music playing at these different video game events that just had nothing to do with my community.
So, this is an easy. Well, I don't want to say easy. I think this is going to be a quick thing we can kind of, like, settle on. So the Video Game Awards are almost always in LA, right?
Yes.
Where would the BVGAs be at?
Detroit. You got to rotate.
I didn't even think about Detroit. All right, what?
Atlanta, New York, Chicago.
No.
New York.
It's stuff in Atlanta already. Atlanta has enough. Can we not?
Atlanta is pretty.
Atlanta is.
And I want to be in Atlanta.
I would like an excuse to go down there.
And for my community, it's amazing.
I like Detroit too, though. Hella black.
You know, I'm sorry.
So I don't know what the gaming community is like down there, but we can't forget the New Orleans is a really popular black, you know. So And I don't think there's a lot going on down there to my knowledge. I don't know. I haven't been yet. I do plan to go. But as far as in the tech space, I think it could be very interesting to do that there.
What about our neighbors in DC? Like their nickname is literally Chocolate City. Oh no. Did it change?
It used to be called Chocolate City. It literally used to be.
They gentrified it? I've never been there, and I don't like go there.
It is one of the whitest. First of all, July 6th happened. What the fuck do you think?
January 6th.
January 6th, my bad. January 6th happened down there. What do you think? What do you think?
Because I just assume we mind our business when it comes to
personnel and capital down there for quite a long time.
It didn't happen in Southeast.
I'm sorry, yeah, like DC is not.
It's definitely not.
Nah.
First of all, DC.
I would say Texas before DC.
I'm adding that.
I'm ending.
Houston.
Only reason I say Texas is because
they ain't even got no damn electricity. We're not doing Texas.
Only reason I say that is because and correct me if I'm wrong, DreamCon is there, and that's a black anime convention.
Good point.
They need to move.
Because we're literally just where they were literally just in Atlanta.
Wow,
DreamCon?
Yes.
All right, Thighs had it. It's going to be in Atlanta. We tried to fight it. It is what it is. It's just
I like most of those places. I just didn't like DC.
I do push for what said in the beginning, that it doesn't have to be one city. Like it can rotate. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but what about the Baltimore Convention Center? I like the
No.
He said we want to have a video game award. It's not a video game crime spree. So I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do my city like that. No, I think in general the city infrastructure is terrible. Whenever we try to bring big things here, like the roads and everything, we just don't really have the capacity, one, to house a lot of people, and then our travel is crazy.
Well, I think it's okay for tourists. It's just us that live here, just like, come on, like, Jesus, you're screwing up our city, you fucking tourists. Can't stand you guys.
I remember the race car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do. Actually, that was a nightmare because I worked downtown.
Yeah.
And, like, my bus route went someplace crazy to get me to work. Oh my god.
And personally, I don't think the convention center is just interesting enough to have an awards ceremony down there. I think your next best bet is First Mariner Arena.
It would have to be.
I would say.
Yeah,
you could split it between a couple different places if you wanted to do it here.
Maybe the Lyric or the Hippodrome.
Because I would say maybe have part of it in the Hippodrome, part of it in the arena, and then if since it's an award show, we're gonna have music. You can have the music performances over there.
He's talking about it like those places are close to each other. They're not. They're not close to each other.
Well, make it a whole week-long celebration.
We're fairly technological.
What are we?
Oh my god! We got decent technology. You know what I'm saying? We could do an award show from several different locations all at the same time. That's what I'm saying.
To our Patreon a day, you too can help me.
My brain melts a little bit after 8. Leave me alone.
All right, so location down.
Location,
but who's the host?
Who would host? So for people who don't know, the VGAs are always hosted by Jeff Keighley. He's one of the popular. God, I don't even know if I want to say popular because he's not really the biggest.
No, I respect the hell out of Jeff Keighley because he literally for himself. Like he was just like, nah, I'm doing this.
Literally, he's our video game award, presenter. I mean, for video games as a whole. Not for,
he can't host worth for damn, but
he's pretty awkward.
If he's not there, it's not legit.
But he's media trained for the most part, and he understands the subject matter. He has a very good handle on the craft in regards to video games and stuff like that. So essentially, who is the black equivalent
You gonna like my answer, champ?
Is it
You
me?
gonna like it. I mean,
We need someone that's gonna bring
Or-
the so
good. I was gonna say the New Day.
Ooh, Xavier Woods is a good pick. I think that's a
You
good
picked the
call.
wrong one because they all play.
Yeah.
They all play still. So
And he would punch people who jump up on stage. So that's another good call.
I'm gonna go with my first pick. I have a few, but I'm gonna go with my first pick.
Mhm.
And it's because I recently found out that they, was ready to go to war over Diablo not working on Apple devices.
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey.
What?
if Oprah Winfrey was hosting the first black video game show, I'm gonna be there because you damn there. No, it's gonna be, you get a switch and you get a switch.
I think it would be amazing. I say Oprah Winfrey. I'm so wrong. I'm not talking. I just mixed up my black women. I apologize.
I get it.
Not
no reason I heard.
I'm so sorry.
I was about to say,
I
wait.
have her image clearly in my head, and I said Oprah Winfrey.
You was about to blow my
I'm ready.
mind. Yeah, sure.
You ready?
Please.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Duke.
She thought that they was in that same movie together that one time.
Roots?
Oh,
I meant Whoopi.
I could.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that I said Oprah Winfrey until he said you get a car. I was like, Oprah.
wow.
But anyways, it was Whoopi who was ready to go to war with Blizzard because Diablo wasn't working on Apple devices.
I do appreciate.
Either or.
I do appreciate that random fact. I do think Xavier Woods is a better call.
Co-host. Why I gotta be one host?
It could be the new.
This is the issue. He up here trying to steal the limelight. We co-host on this thing. Anyway,
Who's your pick, Trisket?
So my first pick is T-Pain because and he's actually pretty funny when he's just being low key down to earth and playing Dead by Daylight, especially. He is hilarious.
Yeah, that's another good call.
Have you seen how he opens his streams?
Yes, it's lit as hell.
It's so
man.
hype. Like, yeah.
wow, I gotta try this out.
My backup is Jonathan Majors, only because I feel like he needs some good publicity right now.
Not at our expense.
Oh, you know who? Well, I don't know if he's gonna get the gamers out.
Yeah.
I know he'll bring a lot of women, but Michael B. Jordan. He loves video games. He knows the field.
Yeah, I was gonna say he claim it.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Sold. That's it. Well, that's the. So
Anime.
let's go to the next joint, right? So the VGAs, they have like musical performances, and I think we can all agree that we don't want to see the people they pick for the most part to perform it. Like I've never
been like yes.
Yeah.
I've never been.
The Los Angeles Orchestra is playing Sonic music. Like I've never
Yeah.
No.
It is
Not like that though.
Yay, Imagine Dragon. Yay. Nobody's.
Well, okay.
We've never done that.
When you try that, I'm not happy to see them at those things, but Imagine Dragons are phenomenal artists. Like I love their music, but
yeah,
not see them at that event. I'm just not.
So, are there musical artists that we could bring that we would be cool with using them in the show, or are we all saying that we don't want to see musical acts during that thing?
I want to see musical acts.
You want to see musical acts?
Yeah, I want if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it all the way. Yeah, we gotta have musical acts too.
I'm all cool.
I'm gonna go part way with you. I'm gonna say I would like to see musical accompaniment. I can't say it.
We're all.
It's not just.
It's fine. I'm from Baltimore.
You should have said
but I
Irish
don't
Wish
wanna
Watch.
I don't want
We are
to.
not
Yes, I was getting ready to
reads
say this.
anymore.
That's true. But I don't want a whole segment dedicated specifically to the music. Like the music has to come with something, and it has to be showing. Like I can't just be sitting there. I'm here to see games. I'm here to see trailers. I'm here for you to blow my mind away. I would rather hear patch notes than listen to a song.
You don't want to have 21 Savage announce NBA K25.
I would love an excuse to have Meg Thee Stallion twerk during our Black VGAs.
Oh my
So
Like, see, you don't need to have a whole musical arrangement for that. Like, that's literally just the music that plays during the nominees. Like, she gonna twerk regardless.
that's how you get her to
So-
do it for 3 minutes, though. So you gotta like.
I mean, I can see Hino in the front row watching as Meg twerks to Cruel Angel Thesis.
What I would really value if
Not
I'm.
even
Oh, I'm sorry, Trisket.
I just want to see Meg Thee
I
Stallion
did just imagine that, but
I'm canceled.
just to the Persona 5 soundtrack, just going. I'm with
But
it.
no, I think if the artist like has a song in the game or performs a song from the game, then maybe. Like, I think that maybe they should, like, if it's a song from the game that they're performing.
I was going to say what I would value, and again, I don't want full-length songs. I'd rather you give me a teaser that I can go listen on my own if I'm intrigued. Is Black arrangements of some of the popular video game songs or things going on. So it's like there's an interesting like version or like a hip hop aesthetic that you can do with some of this video game music. There's great R&B that you can do with some of this music. I'm gonna stick with those two genres because they're the only ones I care about. But I think that they would be interesting for people to do covers for. And again, not the full song. You can do an arrangement. Like, I would love that. And I think that would be dope.
I would
But
love
you
to see like a historic Black college band like do like a arrangement for like
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's clever as hell.
Kendrick Lamar just perform anything.
I'd be down for that. I'd definitely be down for that. He can open the show, close the
You can
show.
open the show. I'm good with that. Don't open my show.
Let's skip forward a little bit. Let's get to the actual gaming part because that's the important thing. That's why we're all here. We're here to celebrate games, but not just games that are important to the Black community and stuff like that. So what type of categories do we need to create that are specific to the Black gamer?
I got your first one. Most original Black hairstyle.
Oh god, it's just gonna be 4 people with like the little fade dread thing.
But that's the point of the nominee. Like, to see
It's gonna
who
be-
is something different.
It's gonna
Like,
be
who
4
had the
different
best-
versions of Miles Morales.
Basically, Miles Morales, Hogwarts.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just all that.
You gotta see who did something a little different. But anyways, I think like a best hair category, like best
like
ethnic hair, would be pretty dope.
Yeah, I think
Best
that's clever.
drip. Gotta do best drip.
Best
video
drip.
game drip.
Who would be in there? Who out of this year? Like it's got to be just it's an annual show, right? So it's just this year. Who had the best drip?
Did the character have to be Black?
No, not necessarily. I don't think. Duke didn't look like he approved.
I mean, so, like, I was just thinking because I was really trying to think about your question, like who had the best drip.
Yeah.
And I'm like, right now, I'm like, yo, it's fucking Pinocchio from Liza P. Like some of his
Right.
outfits was pretty suave. Like I don't
Mhm.
know.
There's some
Mm.
dope
Yeah, I'm
futuristic
trying to think.
stuff in Starfield. Like my dude, I don't know if that was the intent of the outfit that I got on. I wish I took a screenshot so I could show y'all. So he's got like this robe. It's like a green robe, and it really looks like some African garb to me.
Who's the
Like it looked like a
new,
futuristic ass dashiki. And that's
Who's the new dude in Cyberpunk?
the
Idris
Idris
Elba's
Elba.
in there right now.
Is Ezra like? Have we seen his full costume that he's wearing? Because I feel like they gotta do him justice. Like,
Side note, he voiced Shadow in the latest Sonic movie. So yeah,
he
he probably a good person to do some nominees or something. He clearly in the gaming space now.
he was Shadow in it? Sonic?
Knuckles.
I said Shadow. My bad. He was Knuckles is Black to me.
Well, Knuckles was confirmed in the movie.
Like, he's been Black to me. I just call him Shadow. But anyway, Knuckles.
No, I'm looking at. No, it's kind of like he's got the kind of like maroon leather jacket.
Mm-hmm.
You can't see his whole fit.
He probably not that smart.
Figure
I don't know.
figure out later.
There's
I
some
don't
cool.
know. I think this year has been.
I
like,
yelled it
kinda-
out and like can't think of anything myself.
I mean, what is coming? I mean, you're gonna have to name some Liu Kang character. Oh, JP Street Fighter 6. He's pretty.
Oh, that's a good one. That's
know.
a good one.
If he win, everybody gonna boo whether you right or not.
Yeah, because I hate him, but he is a good suggestion for this.
No, y'all are rude. That's
I
my
hate
main.
him.
I don't know if he's gonna be my main after Aki come out, but
Oh
he
yeah,
my
I'm
main.
mad curious about her.
I can't wait for
He blows him.
next Wednesday's dedicated to that.
So this one's gonna be a little hard to call. So the VGAs, one of the main reasons majority of the people who watch the show is because of all the new trailers and announcements that get shown. So at the BVGAs, if they were this year, what new trailer should be shown out of the stuff that we know exists, like, or it's coming down the line, or maybe like let's
That Prince Virgil on the Switch.
here you go with that hairstyle again. That's like it's going to be like 80% of the show.
No, it could be like, I don't know about. See, you limited us by saying like things that we know that's coming
No,
out.
no, I take that back. Let's whatever.
Because I was about to say like it could be the Miles Morales DLC or the interim game, the 2.5 or whatever, or it could just be more things focusing on his gameplay because there hasn't been a lot, to be honest, that's been shown. So it could be that. It could be the Barrett character trailer for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Just going over his gameplay mechanics, specifically.
I would say like this could like this covers like sports and you could get like 2 whole segments out of it. You could do cover reveals for Madden and 2K.
Okay.
Yeah,
that would be
nice.
super early though. So like the game, so Madden comes out in August, and 2K.
We didn't say when our.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
like,
No, you're right.
either,
You're
so-
right. You're right. You're right. So I do think that's important. Yeah, I think that's a good call. As long as the show comes on before that. What was the name of the expansion for Gears 5 that you and me played together?
Hive Busters.
Yes. So I know Duke's already tuning out because we're talking about Xbox stuff. But Gears 5 had this like it wasn't standalone because you did still need Gears 5 to play it. But they had a story expansion called Hive Busters that was like, it wasn't teased this way, but it ended up being like super black.
It was
Yeah.
all about Coal Train's family.
Yes. So one of the characters you play as is actually a lot of the characters, 2 of the characters are black, right? There's this grizzled sergeant.
It's a grizzled sergeant. I think it was
a black woman.
I think it was like Cole's daughter.
Yes.
Like niece, like that.
Yes.
And then it was like the crazy white guy that you have and everything that be blowing stuff up.
So
in every like movie,
So you're familiar with the character Cole Train from the Gears franchise, right? He's like super stereotypical ex-football player, loud and brash. And
Nope.
Okay, whatever. I just described him perfectly. But
I'm looking them up though.
This DLC.
That's this cold. That is a strong black.
That's cold. Yeah.
That is a strong.
But yeah, up until this point, he's been like this stereotypical character. But this DLC does such a good job of not only fleshing him out, but fleshing out what basically the black community is in this universe of Gears and where they live and how they inhabit like a planet and stuff like that. I would be curious because we know Gears 6 is coming, whatever they're going to call it. I would be curious to revisit this. Like if Gears 6 gets announced and there's also a Hive Busters for Gears 6, let's show that baby off.
Is it coming?
coming.
Yeah, it's coming. It was basically announced, but that was it.
I don't.
Yeah.
Hey, Halo failed. Gears up next. Like they got...
Tried and true. We got to bring it back. Hurry up. Redfall wasn't good. We need something quick.
I would say that it would be our opportunity to show that we don't want Boruto. What we want is Killer Bee's village arc and his story and everything else.
But please,
we want that village.
Please, for the love of God, don't make it a 3D anime fighter. For the love of God.
They can reveal the new anime that focuses specifically on the village hidden in what is that village? I don't even know. Is it Thunder or Mist? I don't know.
It's Cloud.
Cloud. All right. So village hidden in clouds. It could be an anime specifically about them, and the video games and everything and all that. We don't care nothing else about Boruto. We're good. You know they on Alien now. Like this is what we're doing now in ninjas and aliens.
Man, I don't know, man. I'm so.
I don't watch Naruto's kid.
Neither does Naruto.
Ooh.
That's where we in this shit now.
Better daddy than Goku. But the low bar.
He certainly is better dad than Goku, but the bar is low.
All right. So, lastly, I think this is very important because I do think if we leave this up to like a black panel, the GOTY picture would look slightly different than the GOTY picture for the standard VGA awards. So if this was an all black voting panel deciding who the nominees were for the 2023 Game of the Year,
Spider-Man. Boy, house.
I think that's I think Spider-Man is a safe bet. We haven't played it yet. It's a safe bet, right? Spider-Man. So, I have been doing a very good job up until this point. Well, no, because I brought it up earlier with the hair thing. But all year, like I've been shying away from giving the Harry Potter game shine for obvious reasons. But it's been for the black gaming community, at least for the first part of this year, a lot of people have been talking about it. I think the Harry Potter license does a lot of the heavy lifting in regards to whether that game is good or not. I think if it didn't have the Harry Potter skin, it would just be an action RPG that we wouldn't be talking about. But besides the point, would we make a place in the GOTYs for Hogwarts Legacy? Hogwarts. That is what it's called, right? Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah, Hogwarts Legacy.
Expectation that it wouldn't win.
Right,
I mean,
it's not winning, right? But
that's how these things go. Like you make concessions. It's like you make it with the expectation that it won't win, but
at least it got nominated.
Yeah.
Like,
so it was good enough to be nominated.
No.
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 Damn.
Why you say that?
They can come to the party, but they can't have none of the potato salad. Get out of here.
I get. We have limited pickings being the BVGAs anyway. Like we don't have much to we gonna do Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat 1.
Street Fighter's a good one.
Like
So to be clear, like the game doesn't have to have black people. It just has to be a game that's beloved in the black gaming community.
Right. So
Right.
Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat 1.
Street Fighter.
I'm struggling right now because I don't remember this games. This year for me wasn't.
I think Spider-Man is a safe bet, even though we haven't played it.
Oh yeah, is it coming out this year? It's coming out October.
Comes out October.
Right. Yeah. So Spider-Man for sure, and that's probably that's it right there. It wins immediately. And then
Let me pull out. See, you make fun of my power rankings, but see, that's why I keep a list. This is why I keep a list, Duke. So now I can refer to it. So here's how my power rankings look.
even in measure.
10 Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Did that really shake any tables in
That came out? What's that?
Wow.
Oh, I remember that was the sequel, right? To like the white guy and thing.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
No, I didn't know at first, but now I remember it's the sequel.
Yes.
To the game that was actually supposed to have a black lead. Did you know that?
No, what?
No.
Yeah. So like the developers of the original Jedi game, they wanted to have a black character as their male.
Oh, I did hear that. Yes.
Yeah. And they told us about it, but they said the publishers didn't go with that. They decided to go with a well-known face. That was
They wanted the fake Joker instead.
Yeah, they said they wanted someone that could sell it. They wanted like a marketing face or whatever, some shit like that. Anyway,
it's weird because like the guy that they picked, like, don't get me wrong, I like the guy that they picked for that. But like he was only in one other thing that I've seen him in, and that was I'm just kind of like,
so that's what they went with. But I mean, they did the same thing that Blizzard did. So because I don't know if you all know, but Ash in Overwatch was supposed to be a black woman originally. I'm kind of glad they changed it because if the story was the same with her being in love with the white boy, I'm good with that. But what Blizzard did was they decided to tell us, even though we already knew from people that watched concept art, that Ash was originally supposed to be black on Juneteenth. And it was like, that's not, like, you can't tell us, you were going to get a black person. but
Damn.
So
yeah, I pulled up article talking about it. It says a former Respawn Entertainment developer, which is the people who developed Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, has claimed that requests from team members to make the protagonist of Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order female and or black, so the person may have been a black woman, was shut down. The response allegedly centered around the fact that the Star Wars franchise had a female lead after there's too many women. They didn't want to, the problem was they didn't want to shake the table up, and the game already had 2 prominent black characters. Wow. Never mind. I don't want to nominate that one.
2 black characters. That's our industry. That's our industry that we are in.
So
so yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna skip up a little bit because some of these I don't expect to be GOATY. They're just all my top 10 lists. Resident Evil 4, is that like? Are we giving love to that?
I mean, I would. I loved it, but I mean,
I can't talk about it because I refuse to play it until I got my stream stuff set up. So, and I know that Separate Ways just got announced.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say, please make sure you have it set up soon because that Separate Ways is coming this week.
Yeah.
Is it out?
One question. I know VR mode is coming as well, but does anyone know if VR will include Separate Ways? I haven't seen anything about that. I've been trying to.
So that's a good question. They were both announced. Well, not announced. They were both teased in the same package, but it wasn't anything that.
They didn't say if it was or wasn't.
Yeah, so I've been curious about that.
I want to assume it's not yet. Like maybe they're still working out some kinks, and maybe it'll be down. Or they might be announcing it sometime this week at the Tokyo Game Show.
Okay. I mean, since you brought up Resident Evil, I don't think it's going to make the nominees, but a casual mention of Dead Space. I really hope that it's sold enough for them to go forward with doing part 2 again and or finding a way to continue the franchise. I would really love that. Because Collateral Protocol or whatever the fuck that was called, that didn't work. It didn't work.
Collateral.
Callisto Protocol didn't work. It didn't do what it needed to do.
So my top 4 right now: Resident Evil 4, Diablo 4, which I think I'm gonna move Diablo 4.
I literally deleted that from my console.
It got old very quick, so I think I'm gonna have to reshift this and put this down somewhere. But anyway, right now the way it is: Resident Evil 4, Diablo 4, Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh right, that did come out. I'm not a Switch player.
You own a Switch.
You're right, and I put it
Switch
in Bayonetta 3, and I couldn't even finish Bayonetta because the game is just so damn gray. I hate it. The entire game is just so fucking gray.
You know what? I actually feel you on that because I got Bayonetta 3 like 5 or 6 months ago, and I started playing it, and I was just like, it's kind of hurting my head to look at.
It hurts my
Turn it off for a little bit.
It's gray as hell with flashy colors. It is an epileptic seizure waiting to happen.
Know what I'm gonna do when I want to get out of work next time? Go play some bad. Got a seizure. Got to clock out.
And right now, right now, my number one is Baldur's Gate 3, which.
Yeah, but you're a unique black. I don't know if that's a big black.
So that's my thing. Like, I know it's probably not popping in the black community, right? But this game can be very black. Like, it's the character customization can be very black centric if you want to go that direction. There are some prominent black characters in that game that I think are very well
You sound
written.
like a white politician that just lied to me all my life.
No, there are some black.
I'm just saying the way you talked about it.
Is anybody here playing it besides me? No.
I didn't. Cthulhu was black.
Cthulhu is black.
And you said it was black prominent characters in Baldur's Gate 3. I didn't know Cthulhu was black.
I didn't go straight to the bad guy.
Bad.
Well, it's all perspective, I guess, right? But I wouldn't talk about Cthulhu. There's some black people. What I'm saying is there's some black stuff happening in Baldur's Gate 3. But I understand. I concede. I know it's not like the blackest game on the planet.
I will say a lot of my friends are playing it
Because of the character customization.
You know, you also have diverse friends.
Yeah, that's. I don't know how I feel about that because I feel like we do play more stuff than just Madden and 2K.
So we haven't even suggested one of those. So
Well, that should never be a game of the year.
I don't know. I don't know if that's fair.
Oh
No, never.
Why though?
It's the same game every year with barely anything upgraded.
Maybe it can be its own category, like most improved Madden or most improved 2K. Like literally, the whole title is that like
Most
the most
improved 2K?
The only thing that gets improved in 2K is your outfits, I think, and that's about it. There you go.
So maybe like a separate category for iterative games that come out annually.
I would.
No, like I want EA to
They get a
come out with-
reveal, and that's it.
It would be like you don't. Oh, I'm sorry.
or EA Pitbull or something like that.
What?
You know.
So look, we need two more games. We got Street Fighter 6, we got MK1, we got Spider-Man 2. We have to decide on at least two more.
Animal Crossing.
Oh,
Animal Crossing came out like 4 years ago.
And it's still going strong. It just dropped down to Nintendo's number 2 game. It's always going to be game of the year.
I think we gave Animal Crossing enough flowers during COVID.
I mean,
Yeah.
Final
Do I need to bleep that?
Would that be one?
You
I
said-
think like, black people played 16, right? No, Final Fantasy 16. I don't know.
Oh, that's a good. Well, so here's the thing with that. So we brought up how a black protagonist was supposed to be in Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. So we have to kind of talk about. We don't have to. I don't mean that in the sense that we have to take some time out of the podcast to talk about it. But it's
They literally said that they weren't doing black people because it would ruin the fantasy. I forgot all about that.
Yeah. So
I was about to say, like, I
Oh, no, it's not
doubt
going
there
in
was
there.
any black people in that game unless, and I'm not even going there.
like a game with chocobos and dragons is worried about breaking immersion.
Black skin ruins the immersion.
Come on.
Is that for real?
Yes. Somebody
Yes.
asked them why there was no black people in that game, and they were like, that wouldn't be realistic to put black people.
They were focusing on a European set time zone, set period, or whatever else. Now, if you play the game, the truth would probably be that it focuses on slaves,
Mhm.
with white people being slaves,
Mhm.
mostly. there's some other black people in there, but so that's probably why they didn't touch it.
Mhm.
But on the other hand, I think it's also interesting that JRPGs in general are just touching this slavery topic a little bit more liberally lately,
Mhm.
because that's what Tales of Arise is about. That's what this is about. There's another game about slavery that just came out not too long ago, and I was just like, why are y'all touching this topic? Y'all?
I think it's an easy way to make you hate the villain, which is ironic.
Cheap heat.
I mean, outside of making somebody a Nazi or making somebody an alien, making somebody a slave enthusiast, is that the word I'm looking for?
Enthusiast? You're canceled.
Slave hobbyist? I don't know.
I think that Diablo 4 can go as a nominee with the exception. The expectation is like it did enough to reach nominee status, but it's just not
going to win.
Yeah, like it literally did enough to reach nominee status. I mean, it's the highest selling Diablo ever. I think it's actually the highest selling Blizzard IP. Now, currently, whatever else, everybody was talking about. Everyone was prepared to dive into like this game. The developers just didn't like it.
And I
What? It's like, we made this game. Oh my god, we love it so much. That's great. We hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Diablo 4. We can put that in. It's not gonna win, but it's there.
Yeah. Because that's typically how these games go anyway, like the Game Awards. Like, they had a big, marketing and release in the beginning, and then it fizzled out. But by the time the Game Awards come, it's still a nominee for the Game of the Year.
Can I
Can
say I would like to, for consideration of the council, bring up No Man's Sky, and just because of how far it's come.
Did that release this year? No. So no.
Tristan want to live in the past.
So I have
Oh.
2 final submissions of things that I think Black people are playing. One, I know Black people are playing. The other one is kind of a iffy thing. So I'm gonna say the iffy thing first. Long Fallen Dynasty.
Oh, that is a good call, I think. We
But
love
I
martial
think-
arts.
I think the next one tops it because it's not technically a game that came out this year, but it's an expansion that came out this year. Destiny 2 Lightfall. The expansion sucked, but Black people are playing it. Like that is. Yeah, that is.
I think.
So,
What do you about to say?
I was gonna say too. Like I think Black people are playing Starfield too.
Oh shit! It's Starfield. That's the obvious answer, I think. Starfield's got to go on here. It's because it's like, what?
Because it's Fallout in space.
That is clearly a Goldie nominee. I can't believe we talked around that.
Because we've been talking about Black people playing the game.
There are
Not
ton.
traditional BVGAs. We're talking about Black people playing.
Please,
GTA 6 ain't out yet.
please.
I can look through my PlayStation friends list right now, and I'm not going to see Starfield show up.
Go to Twitch and search Starfield and search Black. I guarantee you, over 1,000 people currently.
That's what you need to be.
No.
BVGAs.
I
now?
meant 1,000 people right at this moment. Are 1,000 Black people are streaming Starfield. I guarantee.
All right, so I concede. I just went to Reddit and it said I'm sorry. I just typed in Black player Starfield on Google. The very first Starfield that comes up is Reddit. It says, "Why are there so many Black people in Starfield compared to older BGS games?"
So people complaining about us being in Starfield. That's it. It's going in. If the game is making white people uncomfortable, going in. Automatic.
It's-
Why are there so many?
Oh, they're talking about the NPC specifically. Oh, that's the fucked up thing. So I just dived in more. All of the articles are talking about. The next article says you swear it's only Black people left on Earth. They're talking about all the NPCs in Starfield.
to me.
Who taught all
In
these
the long
Black?
run.
Who taught all these black people how to fly spaceships? What is happening?
These black people survive. They've been doing so much to
Okay, hold
hinder
on.
them.
So, can I talk just really quick? Because I know we're like, this show is already super over, right?
So much. This is funny.
Oh my God, So Starfield. So the way the party system works is you can pick a party, select a party of like, depending on how big your ship is, that determines how big your party can be. But only one person in your party is your companion who like tags around all the time. I picked this dude named, I think ironically his name is Barrett, now that I think about it. And he is a black guy, but he's not
But you sound like Mr. T.
but
How
no,
long is his jacket?
ironically he
He had
is
both of them.
he's not, to me, he's not a stereotype. He's like a scientist. He's
black.
he is black. He does have the black, like, he is a well-written black man who reminds me a lot of like, he gives you like Billy D. Williams vibes from Star Wars without the fact that he's a traitor. But I'm talking about Billy D's character in Star Wars. But what I'm getting at is that this guy and a lot of the other characters in that game, black characters, they're written so well, and I commend that when I see it, because a lot of people put black people in the game and it just really just feels like a skin swap. It doesn't really feel like they are designed to be black people by design. You know what I'm saying? But Barrett feels like a black guy that's not a black stereotype. He's just a black guy who has these like undertones, but he's not just walking around, you know what I'm saying, like he's not what white people think a black guy is. He's a legit black guy, if that makes sense.
I'm looking
So
for
we
that.
know.
Yeah.
It can't be me. I code switch. You got a code switch to get by.
He's not jumping off of rooftops with the exaggerated swagger of a black teenager.
Oh God. You reminded me what. So wait a minute. Now do we nominate Spider-Man?
I mean,
Yeah, what?
yeah, wait, but the person who said that was a black man.
Yeah, I know. So okay,
I do my man Miles dirty in his game.
we got
His game.
So this is going to be a little unfair because nobody here has played MK1 yet. Nobody here has played Spider-Man 2 yet. So
I mean,
it's
I played
the beta.
okay.
You played the beta, right?
It was night. Yeah, I played the beta.
So okay.
And I made someone quit immediately
Oh,
when I played online. So my very first match, I played Katana, and someone did a quittality on it. It was like my very first match. I was like, I'm just learning. Goddamn.
So know that in mind that at least we can say none of us have played Spider-Man 2. Our Goldie nominees for the
Yeah, you played
BVGAs.
Spider-Man 1 and Miles Morales. It's the same damn game.
No,
It's I see some
Man.
stuff because they did have like a little release
Champ,
thing recently. It's a
a
lot.
DLC update for
They're-
like the new things we can do.
there.
It's a
map-
new story and new places to go, but as far as things we can do,
The map's twice as big. There's 2 playable characters. The symbiote gets involved. There's
They both have new powers too.
I think there's clearly it's a sequel, right? So yes, it's going to be an iterative improvement. But I think it's unfair to say that it's just going to be like Spider-Man 1.5. Like I think it's going to be pretty substantial.
I'm gonna say it's 1.9.
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm so mad right now. I'll do my man Miles.
let's get back.
I think it's going to be as revolutionary as like Arkham City to Arkham Knight.
I don't know, because even the stuff that I've seen, I think the one thing that I've seen that was so impressive was how they minimized the load times, even in comparison to Spider-Man 1. Like I watched somebody play the game
Did you just tell me that what you're excited for is load times?
that they don't exist. Like, it literally, somebody was playing Spider-Man 2, they pulled up the menu, they fast traveled somewhere, and it immediately zoomed in on the new location with Spider-Man. There was no wait.
He played an animation right before like you waved the control.
No, it was literally
The thing that I saw was like it was like Spider-Man, like it was Miles, and then you transition to Spider-Man, but he was like laying on a roof or something, or like sideways on the roof. So it's like when you switch to him, like it immediately loads that, but like he has to like get up and then you control him. So I was like, that's the loading.
That's still very
Can
impressive.
we bring up other YouTube channels?
Yeah.
So Afro Sinji is a YouTube channel that I'll follow, and he played. Huh?
I sometimes love him.
Sometimes he's too much. But he got to go to like a event for Spider-Man 2 where they got to play the actual game, and he has like I think it's like a good like 20 to 30-minute gameplay video of him playing it. You should check that out because it does look a lot different from what we've been playing with the original Spider-Man 1 and then the Miles Morales like DLC. And it looks like they took like, you know, the bones of that and then built on top of that and then like put some new stuff in there that, you know, it could hit or miss. And we'll see like later in the line.
I'm just thinking that you would have said the same thing about Arkham Knight when you saw the Batmobile.
No, that's unfair. Like Arkham Knight is literally Arkham City.
It's hard to argue because, like, technically, like, yeah. But then when you play, it's like, what do you think? You put this in? Damn.
But, all right. So, anyway, all the nominees for the BVGA Goaties for this year: Street Fighter 6, Mortal Kombat 1, Spider-Man 2, Diablo 4, Starfield. Who is taking this thing home?
We gotta wait till Spider-Man come out. That's not even fair to answer this damn question.
Well, you already made your mind up that it's.
I mean, I'm pretty sure
honestly, it's between Spider-Man and Starfield.
I think that's fair. I think it would be.
Why would you say Starfield? I would
Why
say
are
Street Fighter.
You're like your bias is showing, Duke.
I'm just saying,
like Xbox.
I didn't see anything about Starfield that made me want it because it's like No Man's Sky, right? Like that's what it is.
It's more.
It's more like Fallout.
Yeah, it's very much more so a Bethesda RPG in space.
Yeah, either. To be honest, so understood. But I think that Street Fighter is pretty up there.
I think it is unfair to discount Street Fighter.
I'm not going to lie. Like, if it was me, I would just say Street Fighter. But, like, my brain automatically is like, oh, it's a fighting game, and Game of the Year is not winning.
But see,
that's why we be different. And BVGAs, a fighting game, could actually win.
All right.
Yeah, because I mean, like that, you know, in Street Fighter's defense, is maybe it's actually the best Street Fighter that's come out maybe in the last, 20? Yeah, maybe 20 years.
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's something that you definitely, like, if you hear somebody playing it at the cookout, you know that room going to be full. People like, oh, you think you're nice? Hold on, let me sit down and, like, yeah, like, like it definitely pulls people in. And, man, like, they just did so good of a job giving it personality this time around. Or more personality than, like, the last couple of games. So, I mean, like I said, like I immediately said no just because like my brain was just like fighting game. No, it's not going to happen because we don't get those flowers. But yeah,
so
I mean,
look at him. He looks so defeated. We got to give him this win.
Let's do it. Let's do it like this. We got 4 people here. Let's all submit a game. We're submitting a vote. Whoever has the most votes, hopefully it works. This works like that. Hopefully we don't all 4.
Say out of what? You got to cut the nominees down now. Like,
how? Let's just all submit a vote. Duke, if you had to pick, who's winning?
I'm going with SF6.
Okay, 1 vote for SF6. Trisket.
I'll roll with Duke FS6.
Why?
Huh?
I mean, she literally about to cosplay from the game, but
Right. So I mean, yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, if there's no other reason, it's that.
Okay, Hino, what are you picking?
F6.
that was hilarious. You're still muted, by the way. I was like, why did he hit the wall and no sound came out?
I unplugged my headphone by mistake.
Yo.
Am I back? All right.
Oh my god, I felt like I was watching like a CCTV scan or something. I was just like, what's going on?
That did not-
Trent.
That did not go how I planned.
We'll edit that out.
He was mad.
Now I'm mad. I need that. I need that mouse pad. But no, it is what it is. I do.
We're going with what black people are playing, my brother.
I agree. I do think Street Fighter 6 is going to be what's dominating the black gamer household in 2023
For a couple of years.
for a couple of years.
For a couple of years, it's going to be there, yeah.
Starfield?
I think Starfield will last this year.
I don't even know about that. But again, that's a conversation we'll save for our final power ranking discussion. But there's a lot of meat on Starfield's bone.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll give it that.
Is it
Like-
Druid meat? Because we know how you go for that.
You know how I get down. Need that bear.
Immediate meat.
I need that bear. Are we happy with our BVGAs? Is this something that we need to make happen? Is this something that we need to work towards?
I think we can do it. I mean, yeah, I mean, we're not going to do it in Atlanta, clearly, with us doing a startup, but no, I think we got the venues and resources to make something like that happen here in Baltimore.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be the Hippodrome to start it off. I don't even got arena money. It's gonna have to be.
There's actually I gotta talk to you about it offline. There's a new pretty poppin' venue that just opened up in Baltimore.
Okay.
It's just an event space though. So it's something.
All right. Well, hell yeah, man. Let's wrap it up, baby. That was Game Click episode 2.
This was episode 2 and 3. Y'all got so much. You can cut this into
This is like, yeah, it's gonna be some deleted scenes.
You can do some episodes with an S.
There's gonna be some bonus content coming.
Like, what led to this?
Good lord, I said I was hungry. I'm just. Oh wow, that's really interesting.
That you're not hungry anymore?
No, something just came up. Damn, it's such a shame we have to leave, but it says that I can still fit a medium-sized shirt. Did you get that?
Hinokaga, where can they find you?
So, yeah, definitely you could find me at Hino the N7 on what's it called now? X.
I'm not respecting that. I'm not gonna call it that.
On Twitter. The artist formerly known as Twitter. You can also find me on Twitch Tuesdays and Thursdays, playing different games with the homies. That's twitch.tv/Hinokaga. And yeah, I got a YouTube channel that I need to take better care of. That's also youtube.com/Hinokaga. So you can find me in any of those places.
Hell yeah. Trisket. Packet.
You can find me on Instagram. That's at Trisket Packet. Or this January, you can find me at MagFest.
Hell yeah.
Be around the convention, saying hi to people, giving out stickers, and hanging with everybody.
I'm gonna make like a crudely drawn picture of you, so that way people will know how you look like.
Yeah,
So that
it was a paper bag, one of my.
Dude,
It's gonna be so perfect. I am Duke_of Games. You can just call me Duke of Games, but when you're looking me up, you can find me under that. Just happy to be here. I am going to be playing more Final Fantasy 14 this week. So if you are looking to get carried and some stuff, maybe hit me up. Check it out.
Hell yeah. And me personally, I think the thing I'm making the most, you can find me at easily is on TikTok. Audible above. 50 Cent gonna be here tomorrow. Anybody going? Y'all not going? I'm not going either.
Oh, I thought you meant on the podcast.
More importantly, I'm
Well,
going to go see. What's her name? Shit, I forgot her damn name. There's a black singer that yells a lot, but she can do it really good. And she's old school. She got songs with Avant. Silhouette of a Tarnished Dream.
Mariah Carey?
Damn it, I said black. Sorry, I'm kidding.
You said scream a lot. I immediately thought of Khalees.
No. She did My First Love with Avant.
Oh,
she's gonna be at Comped end of this month. Pretty soon, yeah. And the ticket's like $50. So I'm gonna go see her.
I can't think of it. You can find me on TikTok at CharmCityChamp1. You can find me on Twitter at CharmCityChamp. You can find me on any gaming system at CharmCityChamp. You can watch this, though. This is what I want y'all to do. Watch the full episode of Game Click on YouTube, youtube.com/@BlackPowerMedia, period. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you're not a watcher, if you don't like to watch stuff, you can listen. You can listen to Game Click on any place you find podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart Radio, whatever.
Carrier pigeon.
Yeah. But just search.
I'm just gonna add that.
Search Game Click wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you subscribe, and please leave a review. It's very important. You leave a review, Duke will read it live.
I'm actually pretty good at reading.
Better than me. He will read your review live if you leave a review. So please go to those podcast platforms.
Good or bad, we take it all. But please, good. But I will read the good or bad reviews.
Please don't insult how I look. I can take any criticism. Other than that, I can't take that. I will. You see how I threw that mouse pad? Next time, I'm just going to throw myself against the wall. Thank you.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna bring the druid.
Hey man, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. Please tune in next time. We'll be back in 2 weeks. We're live every Friday. Well, not live. The new episodes come out every Friday. Get good, stay good. We out, man.
Game Click.